Hello guys, good morning. Today I am going to explain what is social engineering attack. Social engineering is very crucial in cybersecurity domain. You have to understand thoroughly about this topic. Social engineering is an attack technique that relies mainly on human interaction and often involves manipulating people into bypassing the standard security procedures and best practices to gain unauthorized access to the systems, networks, or physical location, or for financial gain. Or we can say social engineering is a term used for a wide range of malicious activities achieved through human interactions. It uses psychological manipulation to trick users into making security mistakes or disclosing the sensitive information with unauthorized users. How does it works? It In the type of attack, a criminal communicate with the expected victim by representing himself from a trusted entity. If technique works, the attacker motivate the victim to take the further action. This could be result in disclosing sensitive information such as date of birth, credentials, username or password, or bank details, or it can be a medical information of the patient, or they might trick the user to visit the malicious site where malware installed. That can result in disruption to the victim computer. Okay. Now we are going to explain the types of social engineering attacks. Uh, okay. Here is a list of types of attacks. The first one is phishing. The process of attempting to acquire sensitive information such as usernames, password, and credit card details by masquerading as a trustworthy entity using bulk email, SMS, text messaging, or by phone. Phishing messages create a sense of urgency, curiosity, or fear in the recipients of the messages. The messages will prod victims into revealing sensitive information, clicking on links to malicious websites, or opening attachments that contain malware. The next one is baiting. Baiting, a type of social engineering attack where a scammer uses a false promise to lure a victim into a trap, which may steal personal and financial information or inflict the system with malware. The trap could be in the form of malicious attachment with an enticing name. The most common form of betting uses physical media to disperse malware. For example, attackers leave the bet of a malware infected flash drives in conspicuous areas where potential victims are certain to see them. When the victim inserts that flash drive into a work or home computer, the malware is automatically installed on the system. Betting scams are also online in the form of tempting ads that lead to malicious sites or encourage users to download a malware infected application. Okay. And the next one is tailgating. Tailgating, also known as piggybacking, a physical breach where an unauthorized person manipulates their way into a restricted or employee only authorized area through the use of social engineering tactics. The attacker might impersonate a delivery driver or custodian worker. Once the employee opens the door, the attacker asks the employees to hold the door, thereby gaining access to the building, which is unauthorized to the person. Those have not valid, maybe a ID card or the token. The next one is scareware. Scareware involves victims being bombarded with false alarms and fictitious threats. Users are deceived to think their system is infected with malware, prompting them to install software that grants remote access for the criminal or to pay the criminal in a form of Bitcoin in order to preserve sensitive video that the criminal claims to have. The next one is dumpster diving. Dumpster diving, a scammer will search for sensitive information. Example, bank statements, pre-approved credit cards, student loans, other account information in the garbage. Sometimes you throw out your documents when they are not in used in the garbage, but that that may leads to the dumpster diving. So uh, you need to crash properly of that sensitive information before throwing out to the dustbin or in the garbage. The next one is quid pro quo. Quid pro quo involves a criminal requesting the exchange of some types of sensitive information, such as critical data, login credentials, or monetary value in exchange for a service. For example, a computer user might receive a phone call from the criminal who posed as a technology expert, offers free IT assistance or technology improvements in exchange for login credentials. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it most likely a scam and not legitimate. If you trap that type of tricks, it can be lead to compromise of your system, which in that result you may lose the sensitive information to the attacker. Okay. Uh, the next one is social. How you can prevent from the social engineering. That here we have a lot of options to prevent the social engineering to compromise your system or to avoid any sensitive information to disclose to the unauthorized user. So first one is avoid opening email from suspicious resources. Sometimes you got the mail from the suspicious user, those you don't know who is that uh, user. So you don't need to click on the links or open that mail from suspicious you have received the mail. Even if you do know the sender and the message seems suspicious, it's best to contact the person directly to confirm the authenticity of the message. The next one is MFA, multi-factor authentication. One of the most valuable pieces of information attackers seeks are users' credentials. Using MFA, multi-factor authentication helps to ensure your account's protection in the event of an account compromise. Follow computer services instructions for downloading Duo two-factor authentication to add another layer of protection for your account. It can be a mail, it can be your system account to access. The next one is clean up social media. Social engineers score the internet searching for any kind of information they can find on a person's social media account. The more information you have posted about yourself, the more likely it is that a criminal can send you a targeted spear phishing attack. The next one is use updated antivirus and software. Make sure automatic updates are turned on. Periodically check to make sure that the updates have been applied and scan your system daily for possible infections by the antivirus. Visit Secure Your Computer on the Computer Services website for more instructions on using and updating antivirus software. And you need to use the latest software, updated softwares installed on the systems, because if you have the uh, old software in your system, it can be vulnerable to the attacks. The next one is backup data on regular basis. If you were to fall victim to a social engineering attack in which your entire hard drive was corrupted, it is essential that you have a backup on a external hard drive or save in the cloud. It's depend on your requirement. The next one is don't plugging a non USB. When a USB drive is found unattended, please give it to a cluster consultant, the computer services help center, a resident assistant, or to Carnegie Mellon Campus police. You should also disable auto-run on your machine. Auto-run is a feature that allows Windows to automatically run the starter program when a CD, DVD, or USB device is inserted into a drive. The next one is crash sensitive documents properly. All sensitive documents such as bank statements, student loan information, and other account information should be physically destroyed in a cross shader or placed in one of the blue or gray locked receptacles which are incinerated. Or you can burn out the sensitive data, sensitive documents actually, if they are not in use or not required. Because if you throw out in the garbage, that it leads to the dumpster driving attack. Thank you so much for the attending this lecture. In the next lecture, I'll prepare some important other attack vectors. Thank you. Bye.